Tina Turner, Voldemort, and Kingpin all in the same movie? Who knew? This week we discussed the 1995 cult classic Strange Days. And this week we are joined by our cousin Josh.
Hi, nice to be back.
I'm Chad.
Sit back, strap on a wire, because this is episode 146 of your award-winning podcast. We used to talk about this at work. Back for another week. Chad, how are you feeling?
I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I'm still sick, man. You may not be able to tell by my voice at this time,
Oh
but
no, I could tell.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
could
tell?
tell.
Can you tell, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was hiding it well. But okay, well, I sound sick now, but during certain parts of the day, I just can't stop coughing. But I'm on antibiotics right now, so hopefully that does something. Otherwise, back to the doctor I go. Before we get into the show right quick, I want to throw out there that I started a new YouTube playlist on our account that is just YouTube exclusive content. It's not a lot, but we are working on stuff to build that up. That is a goal this year to build up the YouTube page. And so Matt and I have been talking, and we got some ideas about some different things that we want to do on YouTube. And also, I've been talking to friend of the show, Fran, and her maternity leave is up, and we're gonna do something kind of fun, me and her.
Yes, that more engagement on our YouTube. We need y'all.
Mm.
But yeah, Josh, so you here? I don't remember what we talked about last time. Did we
His
talk about
last
this?
episode was in July for BlackBerry.
Oh, well
Mm.
then. Okay, so that was a group chat we was talking about this. Okay, Josh, you have some news for the listeners.
Yeah, so in November, I proposed to my then girlfriend. I say then girlfriend because she's now my fiance, so she said yes. Yeah,
Woo!
Congratulations.
thank you
Yay!
very much.
We're about to
So
get a girl cousin.
Yes.
how did you do it?
So we met in Manchester, which, for those who don't know, is a city in the north of England.
And they're united.
Well, they're not very united because there's two football teams that hate each other vigorously, but yeah.
Wait, Manchester has two teams now?
Yeah, so there's Manchester United, which is more famous globally than Manchester City, which is
I
more
see.
popular at home. And yeah, I don't follow football, so I don't really know. That's not an authority. But yeah, that's where we met. So we went on a little trip back there and we proposed in the
Did you
hotel.
get down on your knee and do all that?
Traditional
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Were you nervous? Were you like 100% she's gonna say yes? Was it part of you were like, I hope she says yes?
No, I was quite confident she would because she's been hinting at it for years. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know.
despite which she was
We know.
apparently completely surprised.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, she said yeah.
So let's do a side step. Matt, can you tell us your proposal story? And I'll tell mine.
Yeah. So, I told her I want to find a restaurant in Japan to where a TV restaurant. And when I said TV restaurant, I want a restaurant where you go to where they have candles, it's low, the lighting's low, or
Oh,
stuff like
like
that.
on an episode, like a romantic episode of a
Yeah, like a
show.
romantic episode, not like a
There's TVs.
cheesecake
A
factory.
sports
Like I
bar.
wanted like a nice TV thing or whatever. So and I was like, oh yeah, we want to dress up and everything. So then she dressed up in a nice outfit and we had our friends with us. And I had a suit, but then like the shoes, my dress shoes, they didn't fit. So knowing that this is a Japanese restaurant and I was gonna take off my shoes, I wore slippers, like black slippers.
That's funny.
So we went there to this restaurant and like I'm super nervous, super nervous. and then I'm like all my friends. I had Caesar there and another friend, and they knew what was going to happen. And I'm just like, sometime through the night, I'm going to propose. So like as we're eating, we're checking. She had her friends, her female friends there too, and I'm like, is this a time now? Should I do it now? And they're like, no, not right now. And I'm like, okay, okay. So as they're going through it, I'm like, time now, now. And they're like, no, no, that's not good. So then finally, I was like, time now, and they were like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And then, I got up, said a speech about, loving her and all those things and got down on one knee and did the ring thing. And then she just starts crying. And
Yeah.
then I know Caesar's gonna listen to this. Caesar used to have the video of this. I don't have it, but if he still has it, send it to your boy and I'll post it or whatever. I take that back because she starts crying, right? She starts crying and everything. And then like one point in the video, like it was kind of like The Office to where it's like I look at the camera and I'm just like,
Right. You
because she never
little
said yes
Jim.
or no. She
Yeah.
just she's just crying, and I was like, "Is that a yes?" And then she was like, "Yes," and there it was.
That's cute. So with Samantha and I'm at the time of recording this, we just posted the episode where my ex-wife comes on, Josh. So we can
Right.
officially say she's my ex-wife and we're not having conversations when we stop recording. So, I'm divorced now. But so I got the ring. So she knew that I wanted to marry her very early on. And so I gave her options. Like I gave her a list of like 5 rings where I'm like, whenever I propose to you, which one of these do you like? And
Wait,
no,
real
no,
quick
no.
question: how far away that conversation? How far from when the time you actually proposed?
It was a couple months.
Okay, okay.
So wait, no, she didn't get to pick the ring. Like I told her to like narrow it down to like her top 3.
Hmm.
And so at from that point, then I talked to like, women that I knew. So like women that I worked with at our old job, my cousin Bree, you know, women that I trusted. Like, which one of these rings do you guys think I should get, Samantha? So
Hmm.
I got the ring, and I remember I got the ring like around MLK Day, so that's like January, and it came to like my mom's house, and I wanted to at the time she was really into Doctor Who, so I got her a ring box shaped like the TARDIS.
That's a little
So,
phone booth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And so I got that and I put it to, and I brought it to my mom's house and I was like, okay, so I think I want to say like in March. So I had the ring for like 2 months. In March, we were going to a wedding in Iowa. And so we had the wedding that Saturday. And then we drove back home Sunday. So like my mom had a key to our apartment at the time, and so like I asked her to like put the ring like in my dresser,
Hmm.
so that when we get back, I was gonna propose. Because I don't like the idea of like you go to somebody's wedding and then you propose like during the reception. Like that's not
No, that's
cool.
tacky. No,
Yeah,
that's for the couple.
that's not your moment.
Right, right.
So we get back from the so like she's drive it's her turn to drive. So I'm looking online like, what knee do you get on when you propose and all this stuff. And
Wait,
so
there's a specific knee.
according to the internet, I don't remember which knee is it, Josh? The right knee?
I don't remember which one I went down
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I just got that on
on.
knee. I don't know which one it was.
The
I
internet
didn't
the
know there was a
internet says
specific
this one.
one.
Let me see. All right, let's bring this show to a halt. Let's see.
I think I went down on the right
You
knee,
propose.
but
Most
don't
likely it
quote
was.
me on that.
I probably went down on my. No, I did because she was right here, so I did go down on my right knee. Yes,
It
yes, yes.
says the left knee, excuse me, it says you traditionally are on your left knee.
Who makes these rules?
I
Right.
don't
It's
know,
okay,
like
Josh. Me and you bucking the tradition. All right, so we'll be fine.
We're modernizing it.
well,
Yes.
like, look, man, I did this like well, I did this like a decade ago. I don't remember. So, she got on because like, yeah, this would have been like 2014 or something like that. 2013, 2014. Sorry, 2014, 2015. So like, we were for whatever reason, she was like checking some stuff on on her computer. So like maybe Facebook, maybe email, I don't remember. So I went to my dresser and got the ring, and her she was like on the computer, like it was a desktop computer. And so like she in the chair, so I stood behind her and I got on my knee and I was like, "Hey, Samantha." And she turned around and like she's just in shock. And she's just like basically just looking at the box, like, where the fuck you get this box from? And I was like, Samantha. She's like, oh yeah, yeah, yes, 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 I will marry you. So yeah, so yeah, that's
So,
my engagement story.
so Chad, since you've had the full marriage cycle,
Hmm.
what advice will you give young Josh and his if you give him tips on marriage, what kind of advice would you give him
Yeah.
to get a happy life?
Well, communication is always key, right? And people always say, it's a team game, right? So like just be willing to, listen to your partner. Be willing to, compromise. I'm not a fan of happy wife, happy. Well, I am a fan of happy wife, happy life. But what I'm saying is like, don't completely compromise. Don't completely like wash away how you feel about things just for somebody else. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not saying you should like, push your own opinions, but like, there's ways to come to the table and talk to somebody like a person without arguing and stuff, Like,
mm,
um, present your feelings, but not in a jerky way.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
I've been married 15 years. It'll be 16 this year. My biggest thing to say is communication, honestly. Communication and honesty. And you really need to know your partner to be when I say communication, I mean just speaking how you feel, but you just can't be saying anything. You have to know your partner, know how they interpret things. So, like, um, for example, if she's mad at you, you need to know how to tread how she when she's mad. And then things like that and how to proceed forward and stuff like that. Like for example, for me, the wife knows when I'm mad, I'm going to be mad. Do not talk to me. I'm gonna figure this stuff out by myself, and then an hour or so later, I'll be like, okay, this is blah 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 blah, to where like the wife, she'll want to talk it out and things like that and stuff like that. So I just say the biggest things communication and just knowing, just get to know them like deep down inside to know how to react for different situations, and um don't do nothing crazy, no cheating or anything else like that. So you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
You'll be
Gotcha.
fine.
So you guys do any planning yet? Like, like what kind of wedding you want or anything like that?
Yeah, I think well, we looked at a venue for the reception last weekend, and then we're planning a few more trips. Um, so yeah, we'll probably get married in a Catholic church and then have a reception somewhere a bit swanky nearby.
And you
Uh,
neither of you guys is very religious, right?
no, not particularly, no.
So are
But
you're
we're
doing that for
both.
your parents?
Well, to be honest, I didn't realize you could get married outside of a church until recently, because that was my kind of upbringing.
Yeah, we got
Um,
married in a casino.
in a casino.
Hey, I just went to the courthouse for my wedding.
Yeah.
That would never happen in the UK.
The so like there's like a really if I find some picture, well, I'll show you guys. If I find some pictures with like not a lot of people in it that have never been on the show, I might post them. But so there's a nightclub in this casino near us, and like when you first enter it, it feels like a old 1950s like lounge.
Hmm.
So we got married in like that part, and then like the dance part is where we had the reception.
Oh, very nice. You do any gambling as well?
No, but I remember because we were just so busy, but I remember
Mhm.
was it was like was it the night before or something like that? I remember, oh, somebody in the wedding party, they're like one of the bridesmaids, her boyfriend at the time, he got really drunk and he was trying to go into the casino and they're like, no, dude, you know.
Very
Um,
cute.
and then Matt did a courthouse wedding, which is there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Save that money.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, because it
Yeah,
was
it's
just like
expensive.
we already had the rings and everything, so she went to the courthouse in Japan, so I don't know nothing. So she's out there filling out the paperwork and everything, and then she brings it to the thing, they come back and everything, and she comes back and she's like, "We're married." And I was like, "Oh, okay, here's the rings then. We good to go now."
Nice and
All
simple, yeah.
is well.
Yes. But no, I wish you all the happiness and years and
That's nice.
from the
Oh,
time that she was on the podcast and for whatever thing you said, she sounds like good people. So I know that you guys are gonna last forever.
thank you. That's very sweet.
Yeah, I want
But
nothing but the
hey,
best for you
honestly,
guys.
if you don't, you can come back on the podcast and talk shit about her later on. All right, we
No,
here
we
for
I'll
not
that
do that
too.
anyway.
we are not that kind of podcast, all right? We support women one way or another. So yeah.
Hey
Well,
man, I'm just
you
looking for the good
can
content.
invite her on to talk shit about me instead.
Yeah, see, we can do both. We get both sides of the story.
Yeah, see, no, we only want the female perspective. So yeah. Also, well, speaking of rings and all that jazz, you did a Lord of the Rings marathon?
Ooh, that was nice.
Thank you, thank
I
you,
like
thank
that
you,
Yeah,
transition.
thank
that is
you.
nice. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh God. Uh, last weekend. Yeah. Went to a friend's house or flat apartment in American parlance, and watched all three extended versions of the films.
So you
Which,
literally watched TV all day.
oh yeah, never done that before. I'm not a binger.
Wait, quick question. So how much longer is a extended version than a regular version?
I don't know how long the regular versions are, but each extended film is between 3.5 and 4 hours, I think. So
Oh
overall,
wow.
including
Yikes.
breaks, it was about 13 hours.
Oh wow.
It was exhausting. It was
Yeah.
good though. I mean, if you don't like the films, you're gonna have a very bad day. But I do like the films.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of Return of the King, but like I think they're fine, but like that's kind of like not
Mhm.
my
Yeah, fair enough.
not my genre.
Yeah.
It's I've seen them all. I don't it's kind of like I'm in the middle where it's like I've seen them all, but I don't have anything negative to say about it. But like I don't remember anything like super positive to say about it. But I just maybe I got a bad memory. But it's just like I know I watched it, but I just like I don't remember details about it.
Hmm. Need to watch them again then. You should go to a marathon.
Would you no, because I don't like long maybe it's the 2024 in me. I do not like long movies. This new genre of long movies, it's a actually I take that back. It's a mixture of this genre and this podcast to where I am not trying to be like 3 4 hours watching a movie because my brain is not wired to enjoy it fully. And
All right.
Chad, you can attest to this to where I'm not, I can't fully enjoy a movie anymore because in my mind, I'm critiquing this movie as I watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is work.
Yeah, everything is work because, like, as I'm watching a movie, I'm like, all right, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is good. And then at the end of the movie, every time I watch something now, I'm like this. Should I do a bonus review of this movie?
The answer
I
is
can't, I can't,
always yes. If you have to
I
think
can't enjoy
about
a movie
that,
anymore. I'm just like, do I need to do something? Do I need to put some content out for this movie now?
absolutely,
So,
Matt. 100%.
yeah.
Well, you can make it quite digestible by just chopping it into little hour episodes. So you can turn the whole series into a mini series or even a 12-part series if it's 12 hours long. Watch it that way.
You're right. Maybe I should have done this with Star Wars when he first told me about Star Wars to where I should have watched like each one and be like, hey, here's my thoughts about it. It went down the whole line like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're right. That would have been good, some good content.
Because I'm similar. Like I have a very terrible attention span. I struggle with long films. But I do make an exception for Lord of the Rings because it's just that good.
Hmm.
Maybe I need to give Lord of the Rings another shot, and then because like the original ones are like not that long, right? Like 2 hours, maybe 2.5.
Let's
Good enough,
see.
I think.
Let's see.
Anything longer than 2.5, sorry, Josh, I can't do this. But if it's less than 2.5, I'll give another run through for you.
For you, specifically for you. The first Lord of the Rings. I thought it would be at the top. Is the time not at the top on IMDb? Oh,
Yeah, so
it says 2 hours 58, but that feels like the extended time.
I don't think it is. I think the extended is about 4 hours because the sequel's 2 hours 59 according to IMDb. I think what they had to do is chop it so it's basically exactly 3 hours. Otherwise, the
So
cinemas, you know.
is it really that like from the original version to the extended version, do you really get like a lot more information in the extended version?
Wait, hold on one second. The theatrical, so Fellowship of the Rings, theatrical runtime is 2 hours 58 minutes, extended 3 hours 28 minutes. Two Towers, 2 hours 59 minutes, extended 3 hours 43 minutes. Return of the King, 3 hours 21 minutes, extended 4 hours and 11 minutes.
Wait, that was three. Wow, the regular version was 3 hours,
Yeah, 3.5.
three and a
Yeah.
half hours.
That's wild.
Yikes.
Yeah, I
But I've
mean,
watched that and I don't remember it being like
You were wrapped up in the movie,
because it's
maybe.
so
right. That's what
engrossing.
I'm saying. Like I don't remember it being like, oh man, this movie's too long. Not like Avatar 2.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more happens than in Avatar 2. Um, what was I going to say?
The Way of Water.
Oh, the extended versions, they don't. I mean, they add stuff that is kind of superfluous and obviously isn't necessary in the film, but
Mhm.
it's mostly filler, but it does kind of it enriches the experience. I'll put it that way.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah. And then also you're planning a trip to visit Matt. Is this like honeymoon or just a random trip?
Alex isn't invited, actually.
Ooh.
No, it's my brother and I. We're going to we planned last year that we'd go to Japan at some point. So that's in the works. We're going in late March, early April for the
Oh, so soon.
Sakura season.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of months away. Um, and we're going to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto.
Are either of those last two close to you, Matt?
None of those. Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, none of those are close to me.
Where
Not at
where do
all.
you live again?
Nagasaki, which is basically YouTube. We're all right. Put in U.S. map stuff is we are Florida, and he is talking about like Missouri, New England type of stuff.
Okay.
Like they're in middle and higher up as far as you go up on the country,
Okay, so you're in southern Japan and he's going to be in northern
Are
Japan.
you in
basically.
Tokyo, Osaka, and that's all in Honshu, is that right?
Yeah, Tokyo and Osaka is close to each other,
Is Nagasaki in
but
Honshu as well?
no, Nagasaki's further down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
like
Well,
once you like when you get to everybody arrives in Tokyo and then like Osaka, like I'm trying to go to Osaka in spring because Osaka has USJ, I mean Universal Studios Japan and Mario World and things like that. That's in
hmm,
Osaka.
yeah, we're going
So
there.
so I plan on going that for my son's spring break this year during that time. But it's closer to Tokyo than it is from where I'm at, though.
So you
Right.
need to
Yeah.
go during Matt's son's spring break so we can get a collab. We can get a couple pics, hanging out
You
with the
want to go to
cousins.
US? You want to go to Universal Studio? I take it back. Hold on, let me go back. So, what besides seeing the Sakura Festival and all the flowers and stuff? What would you like to? What are you trying to see while you're in Japan?
Oh gosh, bit of everything. So my brother's booked us to watch a sumo wrestling match.
Ooh, cool.
Um,
I've
I think
I've I've met a sumo wrestler, but
really.
I have not actually seen a sumo wrestling match.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my review. It's the final of
Record
the
it.
tournament.
Record it. Everything is content.
Yeah. Well, my brother was saying that by the end of the trip we'll be so fat that we might be sumo wrestling each other. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send you that if not.
Good eating out here. Wait,
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
you a picky eater or are
No,
you willing to try anything?
I'll try anything.
Okay. All right. All right. That's good. That helps a lot.
Yeah. So I've heard. Yeah, and then yes, Osaka for the food mostly, but we've got loads of stuff planned. I just can't remember what, like visiting temples and
Hmm.
um, museums and stuff. Just walking around because we've never been anywhere like Japan before, so it'll be a completely
Mhm.
different experience. If you
Yeah,
have any
All
man.
right. Well,
recommendations, let us know. But
Akihabara. Akihabara,
what's that?
the city
well,
of lights.
Um,
it's like the I don't know how to describe like a lot. There's a lot of electronics and anime and things like
Arcades and
that,
stuff. Yeah.
arcade stuff in Tokyo. I don't want to say it, like a shopping area type of
hmm,
places, whatever. It's like that's what they're known for there. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, once you get there, if you have any questions or you're confused about anything, nah, hit me up. Honestly, if I don't know, I'm gonna pass the phone to the wife and then she'll better help you out. So yeah, no problem at all.
thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be in Osaka late March as well. So if you happen to be there at the same time,
Right.
let me know.
Okay. All right, yeah, so I will all right, maybe we need to link up. I have to talk to the wife and see what's going on, but we'll talk offline, see if we can link up then.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this bonding.
Yeah, because I get to meet Josh before you do.
Yeah.
I won't be happy
Next
about that. I won't be
next
happy
year will be
about
a
that.
trip to, is it St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him some
Okay.
Emo's pizza, some White Castle.
I'm not gonna do him like that at all. But I very much intend to crash your wedding, so don't worry.
Oh no, you guys are both invited. So
That's what I
Oh
want to
yeah.
hear, Josh. I,
Yes.
I I already mentally planned this trip out.
Oh no, and like he spoke it into in existence. He been saying like dead serious. Oh, I want to go to Josh's wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
yeah,
fucking cousin, man. Yeah.
have a table to yourselves. It'll be, I think we're looking at September 2025. So,
Okay, okay. I can mess
Ooh,
with
that
that.
could work for me. I might be able to make that one.
You should. We should go to fucking London. We should do some, hang out, do some tours and shit.
All right, Josh, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I don't see the appeal of London, but maybe it's all stereotypes. When I think about London, I just think about the rain and the telephone booth type stuff. I'm sorry, that's the stereotypes, and I apologize.
no, that's fair.
Can you sell me on going to London?
Yes, I can try. It's, I mean, it's the most well-connected city in the world in many respects. Anything, there's something for everyone.
It is it's foreign New York.
It's very similar to New York. It's
Yeah.
a bit less
Mhm.
crazy.
It's
Um,
cleaner, much cleaner.
yeah,
All right, that's a
doesn't smell as
plus.
bad. Um, it's yeah, no, it's just some really nice places. Food. All right, we have a bad stereotype of food, which is completely unfair. I think the food in London
All
is
right, and that's another thing I want to get to. I see like beans and different stuff on food, and I'm just like this.
no, don't go anywhere near beans on toast. That's
Yeah.
disgusting, in my
Well,
opinion. But
the the Chinatown in London is freaking amazing. I had the best
mm,
Chinese food I've ever had in London.
yeah, it's really pretty as well. It's just walking through it.
I guess what is a I guess a traditional London dish or something like that. Okay, for example, me and Chad show up to your doorstep. What is something like a London thing that you guys will serve us?
I don't know about London specifically, but if I were to introduce you to British food that is worth eating,
For eating.
maybe a pie, a nice
Oh
steak
wait, I
pie.
know what it is. You last time you was on, you talked about blood something. Uh
Black pudding.
yes,
Yeah.
I would like to try that. Yes.
Mm, that's good. Yeah.
Chad,
Haggis, which is similar.
I've
you
had
down for that,
haggis.
Chad?
Fish and chips.
I don't like cod. We've talked about this offline.
Oh
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
remember
that's
that
true.
now.
Yeah.
Um, Cornish pasties, sticky
Okay.
toffee pudding. I can keep going, but we'll be here all night. So.
Okay. All right. We'll try to figure this out in the coming months and things to see if we can make this happen.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Um.
I'm sorry.
No, go
Let
ahead.
me hear.
You
Let me
got.
hear this. Let me hear this transition, man. Let me hear it.
Speaking of,
Mhm.
I don't. This is a vague topic, so I can't
It's not
transition.
like there's a link there. Oh, you gonna click on the damn link? This man. This is what I have to deal with every week, Josh.
That's why he loves me. If I was perfect, he wouldn't love me.
That's
It
funny.
won't open up either.
It
Oh, there we
won't.
go. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, okay. I saw a clip about that. Nah, I get no transition for that. Chad, what you want to talk about this week?
Okay, so right now, and hopefully by the time this episode posts, this will be resolved. But right now, a lot of TikTok has gone silent. So the record label Universal Music Group and TikTok, their contract negotiations fell through. So like if you use any music tied to an artist from that label, then your entire TikTok video is just muted. Even if like you had some music in the background, but you were talking, it's muted now. And so like this really doesn't affect our podcast TikTok, but my personal TikTok, a good amount of my videos are just silent now. And like on my personal TikTok, I review like, oh yeah, here is some food that I cooked, and here's how I made it. Or here is like a soda I tested out, a weird soda or something like. And so like
Mhm.
there's music, but I'm talking over it. And so like now it's muted. And I'm like, damn it, TikTok. You didn't have to do this. You could have just gave them some money. So
And it.
basically, hmm?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I was about to say that.
So basically TikTok is trying to shortchange the music labels
Hmm.
because they feel like they are an asset to the music labels. Like people go to TikTok, they hear a new song, and then they will, go to Spotify or Apple Music or wherever and like, give the song clicks. So they're like, we feel like since we are bringing so much traffic to your songs, you should give us less. We should give you less money. And
Hmm.
so, but the music groups are saying people are going to your app and they are, part of the reason they're going is to find out what the new music is. So we are helping you. So you should give us more money.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like the back and forth argument. I don't really care because these are billion, $1 trillion corporations fighting with each other. Just make it so that my stuff isn't muted anymore, guys. TikTok, give them some more money.
You're gonna have that generic elevator music eventually.
But nobody trying to do the latest TikTok dance to elevator music. They want to do it to the new Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo or
Is
whoever
that
is
what your
the
videos are?
yeah.
Chad out here doing the new dances.
Hey man, like I'm doing whatever I can do to get this clip, drive up engagement, okay?
I want to see a video of you flossing to a Taylor Swift song.
You won't see that because flossing isn't cool anymore.
You can make it cool.
Yeah,
I believe
you can
in
bring it back. You can
you.
bring it back.
I can't. Yeah, I love how we're saying this, but young people think that we're old and gross. I'm almost 40. They don't want to see me.
Nah, that's true. Like when
Practically a
I do it in
baby.
front of my son, he's like, Dad, you embarrassing me." I'm
Yeah,
like, "We talking about this? What the kids be doing?" He
that's
was like,
not what we
"Yeah,
do,
the
Dad.
kids." He said, "The kids," and I'm like, you say I'm old." So I was like, "Okay, I leave it to the kids to do these dances.
But you are old, man.
I ain't. That's what I'm saying. I leave it to the kids to do this stuff. I know I'm old man. I don't know. My son be like, "Oh man, Marshmallow Man is gonna be blah 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 touring," and I'm like,
Who?
I don't know who that
Who?
is.
Who? What? What is
There's a there's
happening?
a there's a DJ with a marshmallow on his head or something
Oh
that
yeah,
like
yeah. I've seen him. I've seen him. He's got some.
right like
Yeah.
see, I'm not familiar with him. I just know Marshmallow Man and like the kids are real happy about that. Or my son is very happy about him. He likes the stuff, but if it ain't some Lil Wayne, some Jeezy, some Ludacris, something from
Some
early
some old
2000s,
rappers.
early 2000s, I'm good. But these young, I leave it. It's a young man's game out here.
It is. Um, so also moving on, I did see a movie in the theater called All Us Strangers. Josh, have you checked this out?
I haven't seen it, but Alex watched it and she liked it. Is that the Paul Mescal Andrew Scott
And
film?
it is.
Hmm.
I thought it was okay. I'm gonna be honest, and do you mind spoilers?
I don't. I mean, she's already spoiled it for me.
Okay. So, I remember seeing the trailer like some time ago, but like I just remember bits and pieces. Like Andrew Scott and Pascal are in like a relationship. So I thought it was just gonna be like, okay, this is a movie about like two gay guys in a relationship, like the ups and downs. Like not saying like a rom-com, but like kind of a romantic film. But it's not that at all. It is that, but it also has elements of like the Sixth Sense because there's like ghosts and stuff. I like how Matt
Mm.
immediately looked up, was like, ghosts, you say?
Yes, I'm
So
intrigued now.
so basically, Andrew Scott, his parents died when he was a kid. And so like he will go visit them like they're ghosts, but it would be like the version of them when they died. So like late 80s, early 90s version of his parents, he goes visits them, but it's 2024. So they're like, "Oh, so don't you feel like you being gay, you know, people are gonna like attack you or whatever?" And he's like, "No, it's not as bad as it was back then." And no, AIDS is a thing, but it's not a thing. So he's like explaining like how the world is now versus like their prejudices from back in the day. But like the thing is like at the end it's revealed that his boyfriend Paul Mescal was dead the entire movie, like hence the Sixth Sense thing.
Hmm.
And so I was like, this is not what I wanted to see. I just wanted to see a fun, you know, gay adventure between these two men. And we got
A
like some
fun
super,
game adventure. I think we all need to see that.
I agree, but we got some supernatural elements. And I'm like, obviously, you know, make whatever movie you want, but that's not where I thought that we were going, you know, with this adventure.
I mean, you can take that line of reasoning to, and you can go to a Saw film and be like, I wanted a fun gay adventure. You got torture porn.
Yeah, yeah.
You go to Lord of the Rings, I wanted a fun gay adventure. Well,
I
actually, that is
mean,
kind of a
but
fun gay
yeah, I was
adventure.
about to say it is a fun gay adventure. Yeah, it very much is. But no, it was an all right movie. It's just not at all what I expected. And I was just like, I don't want to watch a ghost fucking movie. I don't care if you're gay or not. I just didn't want to watch a ghost movie.
Yeah.
So,
And so also time of recording, the Apple Vision Pro came out where this is the new VR headset. So think of like the Meta Quest, where you strap it on your face. So like the problem is I've never tried the Meta Quest. I've tried the PlayStation VR, but like
Mhm,
that's as much VR as I've tried.
mhm.
So I was at the mall because it came out yesterday and I was hoping they let me do a demo. But I wasn't sure like how crowded the store would be because you know it's day one and you know like iPhones, like the line is wrapped around the building for to get the new
Right.
iPhone. But it was like a very chill day at the Apple store. Like there were people there, but there was people trying to get their cell phones fixed. So like normal stuff. And
Mhm.
so I asked if I could get a demo, and they was like, "Yeah, you'd have to wait about like 15 minutes." So it was like a line of like three people, me and two older guys, and I was talking to one of them, and he was telling me how he got like the first Macintosh like back in 1980, whatever, and how big it was and heavy, and how like at the time it was like $3,000 and that would be like the equivalent of like $7,000 in today's money. And you know, he's like, comparatively, this isn't as expensive. And I was like, I hear you, sir, but still, this thing is $3,500. So I hear you.
Man, you get a used car for that.
Right, right. So, I get to the table and I do the demo and like I'm just gonna say like if you've seen like any reviews where people are like this thing is cool, like they are underselling it. Like this thing is absolutely amazing.
All right,
Like
before can you give a little more details about like what this is for people if they never heard what this is?
okay,
I know you
so
said it's like a meta thing, but like for people who don't know what that is, can you explain what this is?
like you're basically like in a 3D world or whatever, essentially. So like you put the thing on and like just like on your iPhone or whatever, you'll see like the icons. Actually, think more of like if you've used a Mac computer and you click like the button that show your app tray, is that what it's called? Where it shows all the apps installed on your computer.
Yeah, at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. And so like it'll show like Safari and like iMessage and like Apple TV, the icon. And so like so it has like eye tracking. So like if you look at where you want to click, it'll highlight it and like basically your eye is the mouse. So
Mm.
like you could look at like the Safari icon and then like tap your fingers together and then it'll just open the app. And then you could kind of
Well,
do
how does tapping your fingers get it to go? Is something connected to your fingers?
no, no, nothing's connected to your fingers. It's just on your face.
So
So
how
like
does how does it connect?
your hand needs to be in your eye line.
Oh, okay. So it has to see it, and then you can do it.
Yeah, so
Okay,
like
okay.
you'll look like wherever the icon is with your eyes and then like pinch your fingers and then to go. And like if you're on Safari, you can like kind of like scroll, like move your hand and it'll know like
Mhm.
to scroll up or down or left or right or whatever. And so then we did like a part where like you go into like the photos and you could kind of like expand the photo to where it's like super big in front of your face or you could make it small. And there was like these videos you could watch where it's like the first video, it was like it was a birthday party and like the little girl's blowing out her candles and you could see the smoke from the candles and it felt like you were in the room with them. And then the
Mhm.
next part was like you're outside and it's a little girl and her mom and they're blowing bubbles and it's like the bubbles are like right in front of your face.
Mhm.
Um and then they've got like so like these are like in front of you. So like if you turn like all the way to the left, you will not see that anymore. You'll see like depending on how it's set, you'll either see like darkness or the person next to you, depending on how you set the glasses up
Mhm.
the goggles. And then like there's like full 3D ones where like there was like one where you were like in the studio with Alicia Keys and like she's singing and then like you can look to the side in the corner and see like her backup dancers and you could turn around and like see like the equipment and stuff. So, or you're like on a mountain with a lady like mountain climbing and you could look down and you see the depth of like how far up she is.
Mhm.
So it's like it was very impressive.
And I
Like,
could see that could be a new thing for artists to where like all you have to do if artist Nelly, for example, if Nelly just records in a concert, then he could put it on these platforms and charge X amount of money. I don't know
hmm
how the subscription goes to be in his concert or whatever like that. I could see this would be a new revenue thing for artists and stuff like that.
that would be
Mm.
pretty dope. Um, I mean, this is the first version of the Apple version of this, and while it blew my mind, and like, I'll tell any and everybody go to the store and get a demo. I would not
Uh-huh.
tell anybody to buy this at this time.
That's gonna be my next question. So now that you've seen it and you experienced it, okay. And the reason why I say this, I have an Oculus, right?
hmm
And Oculus can do similar things like that. But an Oculus is not something I do every day. Oculus was cool when I first got it. I did it a lot, but now it's like a party trick. Whenever I have people over, then I'm like, oh, try the VR stuff, blah, blah,
hmm
blah. So for something like this, excuse me,
hmm
uh, is this a party trick or is this something that people could use all the time, in your opinion?
I feel like right now it's a party trick, but like you can like also link it to your computer and use that as an additional screen as well. So like
Okay.
it does have like workflow use cases. But I from I that that's not that wasn't part of the demo, but from like the reviews I've seen, like you can't. So like right now, I have my laptop in front of me, and then I have my two monitors, and on one monitor I have the outline, and on the other monitor I have like my messenger apps. So like if
Hmm.
somebody I don't at the time that we have to record episodes with Josh, nobody's awake. So, but that's just force of habit where like normally it's like 7, 8 p.m. on a Saturday and like people will be messaging me. So like I could go back and forth. So if you do the vision with your laptop, you just have you can't do multiple screens like this.
Hmm.
So like from what people were saying that have tried it like that, it's not really easy getting your work done with just
Right.
one virtual screen.
So, Josh, imagine how much you said this was again?
3,500. So I'm sure it's like wait, is it did it come out in the UK?
No idea. I
Okay.
don't keep up with
All right, I'm
So,
technological
Josh,
stuff.
if
look.
I gifted you $3,500 based off this review that Chad just done, would you want to get this?
I mean, I'd go and try it out in the shop like you recommend.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'd use it. I feel like it'll be fun a few times, and then you
And that's
just
that's my biggest concern, especially something for like the Oculus. I think it was like 200 and something, maybe like 250 or whatever it is. It's just like it's a. I just can't see myself like every day. Like when I get home, this is like Black Mirror, Netflix stuff. It's not like as soon as I get home, I'm gonna put it on and do
mm,
things. It's gonna be like it's just something an extra party
Yeah.
favor type of thing to where I'm going to do it. Because there was a point where like the Oculus, you can like set up the background to where like I have mine set up to where I'm in a log cabin and I have my fireplace going. So when I watch Netflix on my Oculus, it looks like I'm in a log cabin watching it. And that was cool for like the first day, but then the second day it was like I'll just watch Netflix on my TV. And it
Right.
was like I don't need it. I didn't need this extra stuff. So like I know of course people are going the new hot thing, especially when it's expensive, they don't get it. But like the average consumer, I just don't see the appeal of it right now to rush out and get this.
yeah,
Yeah.
people
It's
like convenience first and foremost, and then 5 years ago, everyone was saying that the Oculus would be the future of gaming, for example. People don't really say that anymore.
Right? Nah, nah, it's not.
so as of right now, the Apple Vision Pro only launched in the US. And I personally feel like it's because one, the price, and also like the parts needed to put it together. So like I don't think they made a lot of them, but they're hoping to launch internationally by the end of the year.
Keep an eye out for it.
But I'm curious. I'm sure it's sold well here because there's like a lot of diehard Apple people. But like I am curious. I mean, yes, there's hardcore Apple people internationally, but just like I don't know, how hard are people gonna go for this thing?
Now with
Don't
that
know.
price tag, that's expensive.
Yeah.
So I'd say like wait like a few years, the technology will get cheaper and like there'd be more stuff to do on it. Because like there's still like a lot of like apps that you would think would be on it aren't. Like there's no Netflix app, there's no YouTube app. So
So
like,
yeah.
you can't watch any of that content in like the full proper 3D.
Hmm.
My last thing this week is a game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Time of recording came out this week. And there's a lot of stuff about it. A lot of negative stuff about it. So
That's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing.
you don't say, Matt. So I wanna show you guys a clip from the game that I like I randomly saw this clip and I was like, this clip makes me very interested in the story of the game. So essentially, Brainiac has come. Can you guys see this full screen or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's full screen. So essentially, Brainiac has come to invade, and he mind control almost the entire Justice League. And so in this clip, the Suicide Squad has been sent in to do their best to neutralize the situation. And so I thought this clip was super interesting.
Oh, so much for the secret lab. Bloody Wonder Shield is here.
Don't embarrass me in front of her.
Hey, lady, throwing us into a building? Totally out of line.
Holy shit!
Is that kryptonite?
It should be in a sword, not a shield. You saw the massacre upstairs. Your friends are beyond saving. How many more lives will be lost while you try and fail?
I do not need a lecture on morality from a shark.
So I saw that clip and I was like, okay, this writing seems kind of cool because, like, I feel that, right? So in the scene, Wonder Woman, she got some kryptonite and she basically, bonded it to her shield and she's gonna, take on Superman, who's just been wilding out here. And I'm like, okay. And then King Shark's like, dude, it should be in a sword. Like, they're beyond the point of we can save them. You need to kill every single one of them because like they're too strong, right? So I'm like, this
Mhm.
story seems interesting. So like I watched like the whole 8 hour video on YouTube where it like kind of details the story. And for the most part, the story's cool. There are people upset because like of the way like they killed the Batman character. Basically, there's a boss fight, and then at the end of it, Harley Quinn just shoots him in the face, like on a park bench. And so, people are upset about that. And I'm like, on one hand, I hear you, but also we're at the point where we have like all these multiverses where none of this matters.
Right.
But
Mm.
You
the
know
the
what it is?
what's up?
It's because of that wokeness.
So, the part that kind of
That's what I hear.
moving on, the part that kind of made me kind of frustrated is like, so this game is basically trying to be like a Fortnite or whatever, where it's like this, or this game never ends, even though it clearly has a story. So they're saying Brainiac attacked several multiverses. So like when you beat this game, they're like, "Oh man, you saved one world. Now you have to go to another multiverse to save
Oh,
them."
okay.
And that's the season one pack of you going to the next multiverse to
Hmm.
do the
Mm.
same stuff that you did in this one. And
That
I'm
sounds
like,
a bit
wow.
annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that sounds absolutely terrible. So like this
Right.
game just never ends.
Have you played it then?
I haven't played it. I just watched the video of like the story because like the gameplay isn't like something I care for. Like it's like a Borderland type thing where it's like you're
Yeah.
just shooting stuff. It's not like, oh man, you have these cool gadgets where you can do XYZ. You're just shooting stuff.
I
Yeah,
saw
and
a
that's where like
screenshot.
oh go ahead.
Sorry, Matt.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just the only thing I've seen is a screenshot where um the hood, everything on your screen is just so busy and loud.
Yeah,
And there's
so
like a
many
million different
numbers
things going
everywhere.
on.
Yeah.
It just looked
Hmm.
like hell.
And I was like I played the Arkham games and everything else like that. So when this came out, it was just like with the flying and each character can it was just kind of like too much where I was like
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be if there was like why does King Shark need to fly? Why are these people like, if you can't fly, you shouldn't be flying. It should be like the regular stuff. Once they started adding that, I was like, okay, yeah, I won't be getting this game.
Right. I mean, before they showed the gameplay and they're just, announced it, I was like, oh, that sounds like cool. But then I saw like the gameplay and I was like, I don't want to play that. But the
Right.
story
Yeah.
is the story is really good until you get to the parts where it's like clearly people above the game developers told them like you have to do this. And you can tell when they had to do something as opposed
Mm,
to this was natural.
okay.
But yeah. So Matt, you are watching some drug cartel stuff on Netflix?
All right. I'm gonna put it out right now. Um, Modern Family, Sophia. What's her
Volara?
last name?
What
Huh?
Volara?
Yeah.
Volgara?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but I'm about to say it right now. I know they just had award season, but whatever the next award season is, she's gonna get all these awards. She acted her ass off in this movie, in this TV show. It's a TV show about Griselda Blanco, a cartel kingpin, basically. And
Queen Pen.
Queen Pin, you are correct. So it's about 8 episodes on Netflix. Now, Griselda Blanco is a ruthless killer. And this show does not do her justice of how ruthless she is. So I knew about a couple years ago, I went down like during this phase of my life, I was all into documentaries and stuff like that. And I was watching all this stuff. So I knew about her. So I was like, oh, let me watch this. Sophia played this perfectly. Acting, like not just her, like the cast, story, everything is perfect within these 8 episodes. But they leave so much out about how ruthless she is. So
So this is just so these 8 episodes encompass her entire run. Not like, oh, we want to do a season 2 to like do some more stuff.
no, they could be, but it leads from when it don't even leads where she started. Like honestly, like when she was like 14, she was doing stuff. But the movie starts off when she leaves wherever she was in South America, she goes to the States. And it kind of gets kind of wonky because she went to this part, but she really went to New York, but whatever. She leaves for South America, goes to the States, and does things or whatever. And that's how she starts her empire stuff, which is all true and everything, and how she did everything. But they focused a lot on her being a mother and doing it for her children and stuff, and the relationships and how the drug game didn't appreciate her or didn't trust her because she was a woman and stuff like this, and how the drugs in Miami. But no, she is like one of the drug stuff in the 80s and the 90s and all this stuff like that. She was ruthless. I want you watch it. It's a great series. But if you want the full context, you need to watch the documentary called Cocaine Cowboys.
Hmm.
And that shows that will go into show. All right. Spoiler right now. So if you don't want to know what happened at they put a piece of it at the end of the Netflix show, but I'm about to give you the full thing. So if you don't want to hear what happens at the end, skip about 45 seconds. So now she got married, or she already had kids when she met this guy, and that was her bodyguard. So she married that bodyguard, had another kid. He took her husband, took her kid, Michael is a son, Michael Corleone, actually, and he went back to Colombia. She sent a hit out on him, got him killed to get her son back. That's how ruthless she is. And that's not even including to later on when she went to prison, she met a black guy and that helped him. And it's like her story is phenomenal. But as I was watching this, the problem I got is that why do all these movies big up the bad guy, and like from American Gangster with Denzel Washington and everything else like that. All these like the drug lord movies, like the villain, the bad guy, we're pumping, we're rooting for them, right?
Yeah.
The police that's doing their job, we root against them.
Right. What's the
But in the
question?
real world, it should be the opposite. But it's like as I'm watching this, I know like she's done horrible things to people whose families are still alive, dealing with this trauma and stuff. But like as I'm watching this, I'm like I'm rooting against the cop because
Right.
they make Griselda whatever. But it's just
What
I
is
don't
the
know
question, Matt?
how do you tell the story of them? How do you tell the story of a drug dealer, but but don't make them good or whatever like that? That you root against them as them being the main character.
What you
Well,
want to go
I
first,
mean,
Josh?
does that not say more about you, Matt, than it does about the the TV show?
Maybe,
It
maybe it's just
doesn't.
me.
It doesn't. It
Maybe I'm
doesn't.
bad.
It
Well,
doesn't
I
because
remember.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chad. Go
No,
on.
no, you go. You go. I'm sorry.
Well, I just it's by the same makers as Narcos, isn't it? I remember watching that, and that's all centered on Pablo Escobar. But I mean, I thought, I hate this man. He's awful. I was rooting for the cops the whole time. So for
See,
me, it was a
and
happy ending.
see, I've never seen Narcos, so maybe it's like maybe if I would have watched that, I can get it. But it's like a lot of these times, like the drug dealer person is a person like you kind of want to root for, and I think it's because I know so much about her that like I know she is not a good person at all. So I
Hmm.
think that's what it is.
I feel like a lot of people like in the audiences don't know how to disassociate that the person that I'm following is not always a good person. So I feel like that's it because like you look at something like a Breaking Bad and people love Walter White but they hate the wife character, but the wife character is right where she's like you are a monster. This is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want you to impede on the fun because or like the bulk of our content is like whoever you follow, that's the hero. And
Basically,
it's
yeah.
really hard for you to make a story about a bad person and the audience understands that that is a bad person because we're
Mm-hmm.
following them. So why would we follow someone that's bad, right? We
Right.
want the person we're following to win. That's story structure. You don't want to watch something and the person you've been following does not achieve their goals.
Right. And also they're not only that, they're showing the human side of it too. There's like, oh, they're doing this because of
Right.
they were whatever like that. So you got like, oh, the sympathy points.
Right.
But no, it's a great watch. A lot of it is Spanish, so if you're not a reader, then don't even bother. Uh, but yeah, it's a great watch, and if you want more details, please check out Cocaine Cowboys. Now, this next story tickles my fancy, and I don't even say it
Ooh.
like say that.
Is your fancy
There,
your dick?
that's not what she calls it.
Wow. Oh wow.
All right. So there was this meme that I seen years ago that I always cherished in my heart. It's like for the Olympics, what if they just had a regular person in there doing these events, right? So we get a gauge to figure out how good these Olympic athletes are. And I was like, yes, we should. But now a billionaire has announced they're going to have an enhanced Olympics. What does enhanced Olympics means? You can use all the drugs you want, steroids, everything, do whatever you want. We about to push the human body to its limits and see what happens. And let me pull the article up. I'll go man aside for the time. Okay, Peter Thiel and a group of venture capitalists are funding the quote unquote enhanced games, an Olympic style competition that allows performance enhancing drugs. The events include track and field, swimming, gymnastics, weightlifting, and combat sports. And the first event will be held in 2025. And he said that uh and behind the enhanced games, it is allowed to athletes to use whatever substances they wish out in the open honestly, unlike the Olympics. While 44% of Olympians admit to using banned substances, only 1% get caught. Individuals should be able to make their own choices about their body, and no one, whether it's a sports federation or the government, should be able to tell them about what they can do with it.
Where is this event being held?
They have not said yet.
So I'm curious what country is going to be like, yes, please
Yeah.
use drugs.
Honestly, I'm here for this. Because my thing is, what if all these athletes are using drugs, right?
Mhm.
And they're running the same events that the Olympians do. What if it's the exact same thing? Does that mean that all the Olympians are the drugs and they're not getting tested?
I mean, they are getting
Mm.
tested, but
Oh, but like, because if these people are, I'm here for the results. I want to like, is these scores and times going to be so much higher than Olympians? Because to me, it kind of goes back to baseball, MLB, when steroids, and you had Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire's hitting home runs, and everybody was all happy, and then they stopped. Is it? I'm here for this. I don't know. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this. Are you going to be? Does this turn you off for using illegal drugs? Well, I guess it wouldn't be illegal, but using performance enhancing drugs.
I can kind of see the rationale behind it. I think was it Lance Armstrong who said
mm,
like
Oh, yeah,
you
that's a
kind of
big one.
have to because everyone else is doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, but I don't know. Like Chow says, I don't know which country is going to be allowing this. Probably the Netherlands or something like that.
gotta keep it neutral, right?
All right, Chad, what's your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. Like I mean, I don't think this is going to be televised on television. And not because like, oh man, people are using enhancing drugs, but it's like the Olympics is getting terrible ratings because people don't care. So it's like this isn't something I would watch. But like when the articles come out, I'll skim them. Like I'm interested to know if one does like how far can one push the human body? Like what are these times going to look like? So I'm curious, but it's like I don't care, honestly. Like in the sense where it's like if I had the money to do this, I wouldn't care. Like this just feels like they were drunk and they were talking because this has been a joke for forever, right? And they were like,
Mhm.
let's actually do this. That's what this
And
feels like.
right, this is billionaires doing stuff, and I believe like the first time they do this, all eyes will be on this. Just like any new gimmick or whatever thing's going on, um, all eyes will be on it. It's kind of like the XFL or any kind of new product. And after that, if it doesn't work, then people fade away. But yeah, whatever this is, I will be watching it. I mean, I
What
wouldn't pay for to watch this. I see the clips on social media, but I'll be intrigued on what these results were or whatever like that.
you're
I
saying
thought
this is
this was
the Apple VR of the sports world.
Yes.
hey, well,
Yes.
yes. I need somebody else to tell me how good this is. All
Oh,
right.
that's a funny
Oh,
meme.
anything else?
No, I was just saying that's a funny meme you sent.
Oh, all right. Now we're done. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. All right, this movie, Stranger Days.
This is not like TV, only better. This is life. It's a piece of somebody's life.
This tape is a lightning bolt from God. It can change things that need changing before we all go off the end of the road.
A former cop turned street hustler accidentally uncovers a conspiracy in Los Angeles in 1999. Josh, what did you think about this movie?
Um,
Oh, wait, I take it back. Let me start all over.
Mhm.
Have you guys seen this movie before? Or
No,
is this your first time?
this time.
First time. So I've heard about it, Like, I am extremely intrigued by James Cameron as a human.
Hmm.
And the director of this movie was one of his wives at the time, and Catherine Bigelow, and she has a, pretty interesting filmography. Like, she's most famous for The Hurt Locker, and
Hmm.
she did Zero Dark 30, but she also directed, we talked about this last week. She directed Point Break
Hmm.
with Keanu Reeves and was it not
Patrick
Kurt
Swayze.
Russell, Patrick Swayze, yeah. So I heard about this movie. I heard like Angela Bassett did this after What's Love Got to Do with It, and like she's pretty good in it. And so like I was just like, okay, cool. And so I was like, yeah, well, let's just throw this into the mix. Let's have a conversation about this. I've never seen it. A lot of people haven't seen this movie. So,
All right, Josh, you start us off. So, what did you think about this movie? Good and bad.
Um, I mean, yeah, it was. My biggest takeaway is that it was kind of interesting from the perspective of hindsight, because it's a film that came out in 1995, but it's set in 1999 at the turn of the millennium. So it's set 4 years after it was made, but it predicts a society which is radically different from 1995 society. It's very dystopian. It's very cyberpunk. I was speaking to you guys before about the cyberpunk game, Cyberpunk 2077, and you can see that game got a lot of inspiration from this film.
Mhm.
Um, Either that or it's coincidence. But also, looking back from 2024, it's interesting to see how these predictions didn't really come true. Um, you know, Everyone in the film is still using CDs, which is now considered an antiquated technology. But at the same time, they have this technology where you can tap into someone's brain and see what they experienced before they died, which we're very far away from if we'll ever be able to do that. So it's interesting from the
Hey
kind of
man, we were
technological
talking
point of view.
about VR on this very episode,
It's
Josh.
not the same thing though. It's different. It's very different from tapping into
Kind of
someone's
similar a
brain.
little bit if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah. But in terms of the quality of the film, I didn't follow every single plot point. I was a bit tired when I watched it. So maybe I shouldn't comment, but I didn't find it that engrossing. It's very 90s, and there's a lot of 90s films, and maybe it's because James Cameron had his hand in it, but they they all kind of follow a very similar formula. I think some parts of it I found quite predictable, like who the killer turned out to be,
Hmm.
stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh.
I feel me and Chad have two different opinions on this movie. So,
Interesting.
Chad, you go
Oh,
next.
oh, yeah. You do know what I think about this one because I try to keep my letterbox up to date, and
I haven't checked it
so
yet.
oh, okay, then never
That's
mind.
not, I intentionally don't do it because I don't want to know what you think about it.
Yeah, so like as soon as I watch something, I'll like rate it on letterbox, so like it'll be done, and yeah, okay. I thought you looked at it, so I'm gonna say this. I watched this movie when I had to go into the office this week, and I was not happy at all because like I'm an old man now. I don't want to see nudity in movies. And there is so much nudity in this movie. And I'm like, what are we doing, movie? I'm at work. What if somebody walks by? Like, what are we doing? So like that, I was put off by that, honestly. Like I'm an old man. I'm old man, Chad. Like these women need to keep their clothes on.
Exactly.
But so this movie was not at all what I expected it to be. Um, like Josh said, it's sort of a dystopian future. Like I feel like they did get some things kind of accurate, but also it was mirroring some stuff that had happened before. Like the civil unrest was mirroring the Rodney King stuff that happened earlier in the 90s. But also, fun story, we aren't past that. We've had so much civil unrest since, the 1990s. And so like all
Right.
that felt so familiar and like the distrust of the police. We're still doing that now. I thought the technology was very interesting and like the way it worked. And I thought it was funny how like everybody had like all this stupid hair just to hide like that headset thing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I don't know. The plot was just, I wouldn't call it thin, but I was hoping more from the plot, honestly. Um, Acting was solid. You know, Angela Bassett was being Angela Bassett, and I feel like she was doing too much Angela Bassett, if that makes sense.
No, and that's where it got me. I was like, is Angela Bassett doing too much, or is Angela Bassett better than the rest of these people? And I was like, I realized she was above them,
Hmm.
or it's weird. It's like I don't want to say she's above them, but it felt like she was. Everybody was at. I don't want to say
No,
everybody was put
she was
less in.
given more than needed in the role. Like
Right. Okay. There we go. That's a better thing.
there's a
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
where she comes home from, I guess, work, and like her partner committed some sort of crime, and she's like crying and stuff. And I'm like, I understand what we're doing here, Angela Bassett, but you don't need to do all this. I'm not saying she needs to phone it in, but you're literally at a 10 right now, and the scene calls for a 6.
Right. It was something like that. So I was got confused. I was like, is she better than everybody else, or is everybody else folded it in? It felt like that when she was on screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm like, you're doing too much Angela Bassett. Like she was good in the movie. Like I liked her. I understood what her character was doing. I was very surprised that they let her kiss Ray Fiennes in 1995. Cause like they weren't really okay with with certain types of interracial stuff on the big screen at the time.
Hmm.
So I was very surprised that they actually got to kiss. The movie
I was
was,
surprised by that because I didn't really see any chemistry between the characters.
I mean, I got that her character liked him. And
I
I
didn't.
Story, story,
Well, she
story
hated him.
wise, it makes sense, but chemistry, it doesn't. Like
right.
story wise, I get why, but like Josh says, chemistry wise, no, it doesn't.
No, like
Mm.
I'm with you. Like they didn't have chemistry, but like I understand why the script said that that should have
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Right, right.
So yeah, I mean this I thought this movie was okay. Like I wouldn't rewatch this. I personally would not recommend it. It was okay. I'm happy to have seen a unwatched gem, but I don't feel like this was her best work.
And I did not like this movie at all. And there was a point where like I actually got angry at you and myself because you gave me the option to pick which movie and I picked this one and I was like I got angry. It's like why did I because at one point in the movie as I'm watching this, like I paused it, I had to do something. I came back and it was like 2 hours more. And I was like, wait,
Right.
how long is this movie?
Right.
So then like it's it's messy and it's convoluted at the same time to where like I get what they're trying to do, but a lot of this stuff did not need to be in this movie. Did the millennial stuff need to be in this movie?
No.
Mm.
No, it needed to, the story is about the events that happened in The Wire and stuff like that. To me, and it seems convoluted in what was going on. There was like a lot of different storylines going on to where it was like, I don't like this. And but I will say that during that time, the technology, I did appreciate them doing the first person stuff. And I believe that if somebody, especially now, somebody can steal this idea and make it a lot better.
Hmm.
Um, about capturing these people's views and things like that. I appreciate that, but like overall, like I do not like this movie. Um, and now that you said that she did this right after, will you say what movie she
What's
did?
love got to do with it?
I'm disappointed that she did this. This is beneath her. Um, and like all this, it's crazy thing about like all these stars that we have now was in this movie, young and everything else like that, and what they become. But I'm like, you got to start somewhere. But I did not like this movie at all. And like you said, like honestly, when they were getting naked and the rape and everything else like that, I'm like, I understand it's 1995, but I'm like, y'all need to chill out, all right? I mean, y'all can do this and not have to show like maybe that's the old man in me. I don't know, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like all that stuff was a turn off for me. It was like it did not intrigue me more into this. It made me dislike it more. Um, but yeah, I did not like this movie at all. I appreciate what they were trying to do at the time and everything, but and then like the thing that made me I didn't say upset, but it was like when I was when I was doing my research, this is a cult classic.
Yeah.
People like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like,
But we're
what?
watching it with 2024 eyes.
Well, that's true. But I'm like, what in this movie are you like, okay, like you said, you're not going to watch this again. I'm about to turn this on a Tuesday afternoon. What part of this movie am I enjoying on a Tuesday afternoon?
It's nostalgia, man. It's like we watch certain things at a certain point in our lives, we connect with them. And like the nerds of the time, and I'm not talking down, just saying like the people that like really like this level of science fiction really connected with it. Cause like what else like this were they making at the time? Like we
That's
got
true.
like
And
your Demolition Man or whatever.
well,
But so
the
I can
Demolition
see
Man, they weren't raping women. Well, hold on, let me say that. Let me think real quick.
no, they weren't.
No, no. But
But
it's
also,
just
it's like at the time, like also like look at. I'm not saying like I would get off on this, but like at the time, like you know, think of where the internet was and porn and stuff, right? And it's
all
just like
right.
a
That's
certain.
true.
I'm not saying anybody's getting off to this, but I'm just saying like there are certain things. There are certain things that you could only see in films
Hmm.
at the time. And so like there's a lot of things where like a younger version, like if I saw this movie in the 1990s, maybe I would like it. Maybe I would have liked it. I don't know.
I mean, that could be true, but I know I agree with you because it's like like the cult following of all this other stuff, like Star Wars and everything. I didn't watch this in real time, so I don't get it. So you're probably right. But as me right now, I appreciate their what's the word I'm looking for? Cinematography of doing stuff,
Yeah,
and I feel like as much as Hollywood recycle stuff, this plot is good. They need to recycle this in 2024 terms. And you can do something with this. You don't have to include, I mean, even you can include rape, but you don't need to show it like that. But you can do the storyline and do something with this and make it good. The pieces are there. It's just you need to change it.
I agree. But I was also thinking like if they made this movie now, people would be like, so we just have another movie about, the police being evil. You know how people are.
Police are evil. Well, some of the police are evil.
So,
uh,
but like elements of this have been used to the point where people will be quote unquote annoyed.
right. And trivia time. Juliette Lewis did all of her own vocals for the film for her character's Face Club performances. I didn't know she could sing like that.
Yeah, she's in a band. Like she's one of those actors that's like, you know, that has a band and is annoying about it.
In a good way or a bad way.
No comment.
The opening sequence of the film was shot at four separate locations, as one continuous location could not be found. The cuts between shots were disguised by randomly panning the camera around. Due to the pace of the scene, the soundman could not effectively record any of the actual sound on the set. All the sound and dialogue in the sequence had to be overdubbed post production. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I gives you like it's like a first person shooter type of thing of them doing that. And I didn't know they was doing that type of stuff in 1985. So I give them
Mhm.
props on that. Um, Next one. James Cameron first conceived the story in 1986, but shelved it due to his commitment to other projects. He revived the idea at the behest of his ex-wife, Catherine Bigelow, after he had also helped her rewrite Point Blank. Cameron handed in what he called a scriptment, a cross between a script and a story treatment, but had to leave due to other commitments. The screenplay was finished by Jay Cox, who was mainly responsible for the dialogue. And this is what I was wondering because the movie's title comes from the album Strange Days by The Doors, a cover version of the album's track played in the movie. Like I watched the movie and I'm like, I don't understand the movie Strange Days. You could have came with a better name for that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Right. All right. So what do you guys think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this movie?
68.
I feel like it's gonna be low because this movie bombed, and so I'm gonna say 30.
Uh Josh is 100% correct.
Oh,
68.
Is that
okay.
actually?
68
Oh
tomato
wow.
meter. Okay. What do you think the audience score is?
80.
Yeah, I'd say 74.
Ooh, Josh is on it today. 73.
Oh,
Tomato meter 68%, audience score 73% with 2,500 plus ratings.
Okay.
mhm.
Um, I've watched this. I know it's a thing, and I plan on forgetting about this. Like the part where I was like, Chad got me watching a movie that the police are beating down Angela Bassett. I was like, what kind of movie is
Oh,
this?
that's another part when they were beating the shit out of her. I'm like, Angela Bassett, I understand, but you got to tone this down, girl. You're acting too hard.
Right. It was just like, I was like, yeah, and I was like, this is a movie. This is a movie.
This was shot on film.
Right.
Can I ask, as a Brit, were you convinced by Ray Fiennes' accent?
I'm never convinced by any of his accents.
I think I saw him on the subway of the tube as it's called here the other day. I'm sure there was a
Really?
guy who looked just like him, but I didn't get a really good look at him, so I don't know if it was him.
So I've never seen Schindler's List, but so seeing him in this, I'm like, dude, you don't know how to play a hero. Stop it. Like,
Yeah, he's got
just
to be a
stop.
villain. Yeah.
That's a good thing. Maybe next time you're on, we'll play different actors, and then you can try to guess if they're English or not.
Oh yeah, we'll play like an
Mhm.
audio clip. We can't let you see the person's
Yeah, you
face.
can't see their face. You just play their
Mhm.
thing. You say if they're English or not.
I like that. That sounds like a
Mhm.
fun game.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, Josh, thank you again for being on. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Good. Always
And
good seeing you, man.
yes,
And
and
You
we'll
too.
try to. Oh, go ahead,
tell our future cousin Alex we said hello.
I will
and
do.
tell her congratulations.
Yeah.
Will do.
Is there anything you want to plug?
No, I don't think so. No, just happy to be here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast or your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at wetalkpod@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. It's a thing. Yes, we use it. No.
We don't
Yes,
use
it's
it.
a thing. We don't use it, but it's a thing. And we should talk pod. Follow Chat at Letterbox at BOW1213. Follow me at Mr. King0257.
Josh, what is your
Also,
letterbox?
My letterboxed is, I think, just Josh Allen, ALLAN.
That will be in the show notes.
Cool.
yes. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow to our YouTube channel. We're gonna have extra content, bonus reviews, and things of that you can't get anywhere else. Join us next week as we do Harlem Nights.
And once more, thank you so much for listening. And now you know what we used to talk about at